Hi everyone, Gemma here. Thank you for watching today. So this is my first video back in the new year. So those of you that celebrated, I hope you had a lovely Christmas and New Year. So I've had a great start to the new year and I've got COVID. So I don't know if you can tell by my voice, a little bit deeper. Apologies if there's sort of any coughing or spluttering throughout the video. I'll try my best to contain that. But I was really keen to get back into my craft room and start creating some Valentine's Day projects. So this is the first of the series and it's such a cute project. I'm in love with it. It's so sweet. I'm going to be making a hamper for my niece Aria. So it's going to be sort of a Galentine's rather than Valentine's. And there's going to be lots of 3D projects throughout the series and a few cards. So I'm going to start with this project, which is a gift tray. I don't really know what else to call it. I think it's turned out really sweet. I'm trying not to move it around too much because I've got some Nouveau drops and accent glaze drying on the front there. But I'll hold it up a little closer so you can see all that gorgeous detail. We've got this cute little hot air balloon on the front there with a bunny and the sentiment, "Somebody loves you." And I'm going to be really careful, as I said, and the tray pulls out. So I'll just keep those separate a moment. So you've got this acetate tray and I've got these cute little notebooks inside. So the adhesive is hidden by these front panels, and as you can see it slides in really nicely inside this sort of sleeve. You don't have to use acetate, you could use cardstock if you wish. And then we've got this little ribbon on the top there to help you pull it in and out. So I think it's turned out really sweet. So let me show you how I made this. So I'm going to start with a piece of acetate to make the tray, and this measures 8 5/8 by 10 5/8, and you want to score at 1.5 on all 4 sides. So just rotate your piece of acetate and, as I said, score at 1.5 on all 4 sides. I find that when you're scoring with acetate you want more of a metal stylus. You can use this, the one that's included with the scoreboard, but you tend to get a better impression with a metal stylus on the acetate. So as I said, 8 5/8 by 10 5/8, score at 1.5 on all 4 sides. Then to make the outer casing, I have 2 pieces of 7 3/4 squared, and along one of the sides you want to score at 1/2 inch and at 2. So do that on both pieces. So let's work on the acetate tray first of all. I apologise about the acetate. Obviously it's quite difficult to see. Hopefully hold that up to the light. I don't know if that helps at all. So you will see you've got this rectangle piece and you've got 4 squares on each side, and all we're going to do is cut up so we can start to create this tray. Hopefully you can see that. So you want to cut up the score line to that first score line there, and just take a little wedge off this square, and then do the same on the opposite side, and then rotate and do exactly the same. So it's really simple. As I said, apologies that it's quite difficult to see, but hopefully the explanation is sufficient, and I'm going to show you the end result shortly. I'm just going to put this behind a piece of card again. So we freed up this piece here and we've just taken a wedge. So you want to do that for all 4 corners. So I've gone ahead and cut all the 4 tabs in. I've folded these score lines so that the tray, hopefully you can see that, is facing inwards, and then I'm just going to flip it back over so we've got the outside. And I'm just going to add some red tape to all 4 tabs. So I've gone ahead and I've attached the red tape to the 4 tabs. Before I start to assemble everything, I just wanted to give you the measurements of the mats and layers. and we're going to use these to cover up the edges and hide that glue. So I've got 4 pieces of 5 5/8 by 1 1/2. So as I said, 4 of those, and I've just gone ahead and attached the mats and layers for the outer pieces. So the white piece measures 5 3/8 by 1 1/4, and the pattern piece measures 5 1/8 by 1 inch. So I've got these 2 plain pieces to go on the inside, and then the 2 pieces with the mats and layers for the outside. Now I'm going to set these to one side and just concentrate on one piece here, and what I want to do is punch a hole in this panel. I'm going to insert some ribbon so that we've got a pull tab then to pull the tray out, and I'm going to punch a hole, as I said, thread the ribbon through and attach it on the back here, and then this piece will go onto the acetate. So it'll all be seamless, and then the ribbon will be hidden on the inside there. So I'm just going to find my center point, mark that up, and punch a hole. So I've just marked at the center point, which is 2 13/16, and I'm just going to punch a hole with my crocodile there. So just place that in the center and punch that through. I thought that I would have issues going through the 3 layers of cardstock. Absolutely not. It just went through like butter. So just to neaten that up, and since I've got my crocodile out, I'm just going to add an eyelet to that just to make that a little bit more presentable. There we go, that looks a little bit better. So I'm just going to slot my ribbon through the hole. Just use my tweezers to help me guide it in. I'm just going to pull it through until I've got the desired length. So I think that looks about 1 inch. And just going to tape that down on each side just to hold that in place. So I'm happy with that now. So now that that's prepared and we have the 4 other pieces, I'm just going to add some double-sided tape on the back of all 4, and then we'll assemble the tray. So we're going to start to assemble the tray. Now you can do this any way you like, but it might be useful just to add the front pieces to the acetate while we have a flat surface. So I'm just going to add the 2 front panels, the ones with the mats and layers, on the same side as the red tape. So the red tape is currently facing up and the adhesive is on the top there. So I'm going to add both these pieces like so. So I just bring that into shot there. So add both these panels onto each end of the acetate, and then we're going to use the tabs and fold it up inside and attach that together. And then we'll add the final piece on the inside to cover up all that adhesive. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach these now. Little tip, you can just remove part of the backing, expose the adhesive on the one side. Just going to turn this to the left, and then where we haven't exposed the adhesive, just place that down on the acetate piece. And then once you're happy that it's in position, pop down the end with the acetate and take away that backing and then you've got perfect placement. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the opposite side. Okay. So there's both my panels now attached. So I'm going to flip it around and remove the red liner tape from the tab. So hopefully, I apologise, it's difficult using acetate, but hopefully once this is attached you'll be able to see it a little bit better. So it's the same as what you would do with any other gift box. You're just bringing that corner up and just squaring that edge off. Just press that down. And then I'm just going to go inside and burnish that. So as you can see, the sides are now attached, or this side is now attached, but you can see a lot of the adhesive on the inside. So you could stay with just the one panel there, and you don't have to do the inside panel. This is all optional. I just like to tidy everything up. So again, just bringing those corners up together, squaring that tray off. So I'm just going to do the same on the opposite side. So we've got our acetate tray, and then just to finish off, as I said, I'm going to attach those panels just on the inside there to hide all that adhesive. So there's my tray now complete, and I've got these cute little notebooks to go inside. So we've got the French fries and the bubble tea there. I think they're so sweet. I kind of want to keep the cup one for myself, but I thought these would be a great start to the Valentines or Valentines hamper. So I'm just going to insert those inside, and the reason I did it in this order, did the tray first and we're going to do the wraparound next, is because if your measurements are slightly off, this will ensure that the tray fits inside, so we can wrap the cardstock around it and make sure that we've given it enough sort of space to be able to slide in and out. So I'm going to set this to one side and grab my two panels. So you want to fold and burnish along the score lines. So I've already gone ahead and done that on the first piece. Just going to burnish those score lines there. And just a small amount of trimming on here. So on this 1/2 inch tab that's on the right hand side, just take a little wedge off each piece there. Like so. I'm just going to attach these two pieces together using some quick grab glue. And you can do a little test it over your tray before you attach them. I'm not going to do mine exactly up to the score. I'm just going to give it a little bit of space. So about 1/16 off that score line, just to give it a bit of extra room to be able to slide in and out the tray. Now I did give it 1/8 of an inch extra, but you never know, as I said, sometimes your sizing can be slightly off. So I'm going to bring in my tray now, and let's do it this way. So I'm going to add some quick grab glue to this tab. Like so. Place my tray inside. And just wrap that around. Make sure we've got a nice fit there. I'm just going to gently take that tray out and just push that tab down now, just to help that along there. And then we just pop that tray back in, and as you can see, it slides in and out really well. It's got nice movement there. And we're just going to finish off the decoration on the front. So I've got a piece of white cardstock in the same pattern paper that I use for the sides, and the white piece measures 5.5 by 7.5, and the pattern piece measures 5.25 by 7.25. So that's going to go on the front there. So I'm just going to take the tray away at the moment, just that I've got a flatter surface to be able to press down onto. So I'm just going to add that on the front there. So the paper pad that I'm using is the pink paper block. This is from Craft Sensations. I think you can get this from the Works, but I got mine from the range. This is a long time ago. I'm making a conscious effort this year to try and use all the pattern papers that I have in my stash, and I've got quite a few. Yeah, so I'm going to be concentrating on sort of reducing excuse me, one pad per month perhaps. So I'm using this whole pad for the Valentine series. Apologies for the voice. As I said at the start of the video, I'm currently suffering with COVID, so I'm trying my best here, but apologies if it's a little irritating. So I've created a topper using the Studio Light Sweet Stories hot air balloon, and I think this is so sweet. I'm going to use this again on a card coming up within the series. It's got all these lovely dies in here, hot air balloon, as I said. You've got this border die, clouds, additional clouds, and these flag pieces. I think it's so sweet. I've then stamped the sentiment, "Some bunny loves you." I've got some Creative Craft Products circle nesting dies, and last but not least, I've got the Movers and Shakers cute die sets. We've got a bunny and a bear in here, and some lovely floral elements, buttons, a bow there. So I'm going to be using these again throughout my Valentine's series. So let me set these to one side and show you the topper I've created. So I've created this really cute scene here with a bunny and the hot air balloon, the clouds in the background. So I'm just going to place that in the center there. As I said, I stamped "Some Bunny Loves You," and I've used the same color as the tray, and I've heat embossed that with white embossing powder, and I'm going to stick that sort of in the corner, and then I've just got an additional cloud then just to add on the top somewhere there, like so. So just to finish my project off, I've got some Made to Surprise accent glaze. I'm just going to add a small amount to the eyes, just a blob, and some to the nose. So it just gives that little bit of extra dimension, and that will dry a little flatter, give that lovely glaze to the eyes and nose. And then I'm going to add some Crystal Nouveau drops in Carnation Pink. Just tap the bottom, they'll self level out. I'll hold that up a little closer so the accent glaze is a little cloudy at the moment. It will dry nice and clear, and you get all that glossy shine then on the nose and the eyes, and those gorgeous Nouveau drops. So I'm going to try not to move it around too much now, because they need a good amount of time to set and dry. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, I'd really appreciate it if you could hit the like button. It does help and support my channel. Lots of videos coming in the Valentine series. I've got quite a lot of projects prepped, more 3D projects than cards. So I'll be sharing lots with you in the coming sort of few weeks. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on those. As I said, any products used in today's video will be listed in the description box below. Once again, thank you for watching. I hope you have a lovely day and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!